Welcome to A Mason's Work, the podcast where we review Masonic symbols and illustrate how they can be used to solve problems in everyday life. With your host, Brian Mattox, a proud member of the Craftsman Online Media Network.
So if you've bought a car ever, and some of us haven't, some of us have had help, what have you, but if you've ever bought a car, one of the things you'll note the moment you walk into a car dealership is they're immediately trying to offer you something that's not a car. It's a cup of coffee. It's a free soda. It's a snack. It's something. And they're going to be kind of weirdly insistent about this, which is, again, kind of disarming. Are you sure you don't want anything? And that snack or cup of coffee, in reality, is essentially why you bought the car. It's why you walk out with a luxury, or drive out, I guess, with a luxury sedan. Now, I know that seems crazy, right? How does that work? This happens all the time. By creating this imbalance, this small emotional imbalance where you are in debt for a cup of coffee, or you have this perception that you need to kind of in some way express gratitude, the way you do that the way you resolve that imbalance obviously doesn't match, right? It's not like you bought an extra $5 on the car to pay for the cup of coffee. You actually bought a bigger, crazier, more expensive car. This is a well-known sort of grifting technique that a lot of folks use to get folks out of stuff. So, for example, you'll see this a lot, particularly like if you go to Venice and you go to the square there, you'll see the sort of street grifters walk up and offer. They'll have a pigeon in their hand for you to hold, or they'll have a bracelet that they want to put on your child's wrist or something like that, or your somebody important's wrist in your life. And in that process, then they will try and turn that into money in some way or in some capacity. You see this kind of structure throughout our society, right? This is something that people do, and there's a good chance that even you will probably make these situations happen in your life. It may not necessarily be the small gift that you then turn into big dollars. It might be the small bit of time that you then turn into that gold star of attention, or it may be the bit of rage that you inspire in other people to get them to do something on your behalf, or some action you expect them to take. Again, we're trying not to, point fingers here. This isn't about whether or not you do these things or these things have been done to you. It's about understanding the mechanic, because if we can understand how and why these things work, we can begin to assess, how do we respond? How do we develop our agency in the face of people essentially playing the shell game with you, where they take one form of currency, one type of money or valuable from you, and turn it into something else, and you are unaware that the game was even being played? You'll see it online. The arguments, the one-sided arguments that people will post in order to get you enraged and inspire you to take action. Or you'll see it with the interesting videos where they make a craft or an object, and at the end they want you to buy something related to that craft or object, or something even sort of visibly unrelated. It doesn't necessarily even have to track. And that's how kind of insidious this mechanism is when it comes to how we work as people. When we look at this sort of deeply, you will find that the best thing you can do in situations where you are being essentially pulled, and you can feel the pull, you can feel someone trying to drag your attention. You can feel someone trying to grab a moment of your time, and they'll even use that word. Can I have a moment of your time? Or they'll try and give you the gold star first. Hey, I really value your advice. Can you than sit here and listen to my tale of woe. You'll see these exchanges all the time. And as you start to understand that they're coming up, you have a simple response. And the first response is the easiest. And it's no thank you. No thanks, I don't need a cup of coffee right now. Or no thanks, I don't have a moment to spare. I'm on my way to somewhere else, or I'm doing this other thing. No thanks, I don't have to look at the carefully scripted video of the starving child in some other place. This isn't to suggest, again, that you don't care about these things, but it's to understand that you do not need to fall into the trap. So when you see the signs of the trap, grab your compasses. Don't fall in. We'll talk more tomorrow.
The views represented in this podcast are those of the speaker alone and are not representative of any grand or subordinate lodge.
Hi, Brian here. I wanted to thank you so much for listening to this episode. If you have any suggestions or guidance for further episodes you'd like to see or hear, whatever the case may be, please don't hesitate to reach out to me at masonswork.com, and we will try and incorporate your suggestions into a future recording. Thanks.
Freemasonry teaches us that the true work is within, a lifelong journey of reflection, discipline, and discovery. At A Mason's Work, we help Masons bring out their best selves through meaningful self-inquiry and symbolic practice. From personal reflection to lodge engagement, we offer tools that turn symbols into action. Visit us at amasonswork.com. The work is within. The time is now.